Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Looking back at the cryptocurrency space, of course, um, Bitcoin just recently went above, basically it went to $52,000. So Ethereum's currently at 1,947. BNB is at 198.02. Basically, overall, had some really good gains from Binance Coin in the past 24 hours as well. Ethereum is up about 5.83%. And Cardano, one of my larger holdings, has an increase of about 3%. So overall, of course, just in the middle of the bull run, doing very well overall. Wanted to basically take a look at a few charts and look into what another YouTuber has done. Some of the YouTubers I study or have been studying for the past couple of years include Benjamin Cowen. He is probably my favorite crypto YouTuber out there because of his content. It's just very rational and it makes a lot of sense to me. So, looking at he basically, you should check out his channel, by the way, guys, if you haven't heard of him. I'm getting, of course, this chart from him, so all credit goes back to Benjamin Cowen. But anyway, I basically screenshotted his logarithmic regression chart. So this basically goes over all the highs and lows that Bitcoin has made within each cycle. Let me show you a bigger chart here. All right, guys, so taking a look at Benjamin Cowen's logarithmic regression chart, basically he has mapped out all the highs and lows of Bitcoin through the previous market cycles. We can see, of course, this started around 2010 to 2011. We can see the lows, 201, 162, 3,166. And we can see the highs, 3278, 1184, 19,881. And of course, we don't know what the high of the current cycle that we're in is. But basically, overall, we know that the returns of Bitcoin are diminishing as time goes on. The returns back here in the early phases are the best returns that we would have ever gotten. So basically, we're never going to get a 589x ever again. And I highly doubt we will ever get a 122x ever again as well. So basically, the returns overall are diminishing, and the length of the cycles is increasing. So basically, overall, the earlier you get into Bitcoin, the better. Of course, it's always hindsight 2020, but looking at it, the returns in the early years, 2010, 2011, 2012, are just astronomical compared to the returns, in this current day and age. But doesn't mean you can't still make a ton of money if you know what you're doing. Basically, looking at this overall, we had a 589x from the low of 201 to the high of 1,184. There was 122x from the low of 162 to the high of 19,881. So if you compare these numbers, basically if we divide 589 by 122, we get 4.28. So basically, if we want to think about where we could potentially have the next high, we can divide 122 by 4.8 and see what we get. So let's do that. And we get 25.41. So basically, if we could see potentially, if this is correct, I mean, the diminished return from 589 to 122, the next x we could have is a 25x from the current low, or the low of the current cycle, basically, which would be 3166. So if we take 25 times 3,166, we get 80,469. So I am very confident that Bitcoin will go up to at least $80,000 in the current cycle. I actually think it'll go much higher than that because of all the interest that we have from institutional investors and whatnot. But if we're just looking at the previous returns as far as the X percent goes, and if we calculate, what it would be in the current cycle according to the simple division that we did, that would be a 25x, and we would expect Bitcoin to go to $80,000, $80,469. But like I said, I do expect it to go a bit higher than that. Benjamin has explained a lot more regarding the regression lines, and I think you guys could really check out his content. He has some just amazing content. I've learned so much from him. So just check him out on YouTube, Benjamin Cowen. Or basically he has intothecryptoverse.com. It's his website. But either way, really cool chart to take a look at and kind of speculate what the price would be. But either way, we have a lot of upside even from here, 52,000 to, if we were to top out at 80,000, that's quite a return still, even to this day. But that's basically it with that chart. Back at Bitcoin overall, things are looking pretty dang good. We just had a high, basically 52,000, and right now we're kind of consolidating, and my guess is that we will basically run back up and test some of these upper levels. And of course, either go higher or retrace a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens. Good opportunity, of course, to always pick up more Bitcoin whenever you have a dip. But we'll have to see what happens here in the coming weeks. So we could look at something like that. Where if we potentially get rejected from this level and head lower, we'll see where we end up going. I would look for potential support here. And yeah, so basically we're going to be range bound. We're going to be testing old support here or testing this resistance right here. So obviously, Bitcoin can go range bound a little bit, which would be ultimately best for the altcoins. But of course, Bitcoin can always break up at any point or potentially break down. Right now, I think it's slightly more likely that we are going to break up. So any dip you have, might as well buy. So looking at Ethereum, sure. Ethereum nearing $2,000. Not paying for that. Same deal with Ethereum overall, although it has recovered a bit more since it had its last all-time high here. So basically what I mean is it has retraced faster to the upside since it's met its local bottom here. So of course still range bound, but Ethereum's moving a bit faster than Bitcoin. It's a little more volatile, of course. So of course we'll see what happens. Good buying opportunity, of course, whenever it dips. But yeah, we'll pretty much see what happens there. And then looking at Chainlink, probably pretty similar structure overall, but we are at $32. Crazy. Same idea here. We'll just have to take a look at our support and resistance. And yeah, we'll just have to see. We're kind of range bound, just like all the other coins. But of course, good buying opportunity. Look at that wick. It's crazy. That huge wick right there. Boom. Good buying opportunity there. You can always set some lower orders here, just see if you get filled and hopefully ride it up a little bit more. But that is pretty much it, guys. Just an amazing space overall. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you leave me a like, comment. Also, let me know what you think. See what I can, what charts I can look into, or if you have any tips or feedback for me, let me know. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.